Hello friends, welcome back to ReddX Trace Amounts of Science. I wanted to get back into some r/Tinder today because it feels really good all the time. Some success stories, I'll admit, but mostly, spectacular flops, which is mostly what I showed up for. Thank you so much for showing up. I hope that you will enjoy the show. Let's go ahead, get right on into this thing, and I think my thing's set up. Yeah! OP says she wasn't impressed that I didn't have floor seats for a first date. Well, yeah, that's dodged a bullet. Gold digger vibes out here. OP says, haha, how about a Spurs game? She says, floor seats? And he says, lol, no. Lower bowl. And she says, oh, that's not impressive. Ha ha ha. OP says, well, that's okay. I'm not here to impress anyone. I wish you the best of luck with your search. Good luck, smiley face. Yeah. Now you don't get to go see the shit at all. How's that? You like that better? Or are you just gonna wait around for floor seats for the rest of your life? She probably was pretending she liked things anyways. The Spurs, what was that? Basketball? I don't watch much of the basketball. A little football, Also, the Euro expats are trying to, get me into the rugby and such, but I just, I don't really vibe with that none too much, Maybe I could, I don't know. Anyway, good for you, OP. That's what I'll say. Self-respect and walk away. Beautiful. Let's get into another post. This OP says, I wish this was satire about me. I'm from Poland, 5'11". Requirements to be my girlfriend. 1, must have big boobs. Laughing I'm not gonna read out all the emojis. Usually I do if there's just one or two, but this is like, this is fucking ridiculous. What are you even doing here? Okay, stop it. And 2, must cook me dinner 7 nights a week. 3, must have nice hair. 4, must ignore guys who talk to her besides me. 5, must work out regularly. 6, must have no debt. 7, must have no bad tattoos. 8, must have no kids. 9, must be between 20 and 40 years old. 10, must be beautiful. I mean, some of these, I do wish they were satire, but other of them, it's perfectly reasonable to be like, I don't want to be saddled with debt, The ignore guys who talk to her besides me is kind of weird. Cook 7 nights a week, also fucking weird. Big boobs, nice hair, yeah, I guess that's all just a matter of perspective, isn't it? I can't fix this for you, but I do want to feed all of these emojis to the gubbins, so I'm gonna do that.
Is man typed like he's proposing to an iPhone? Every sentence a hostage situation between emojis. Gubbins.
Real. Dark one, go!
10 Commandments of Loneliness, written in readings. This isn't a list. It's a cry for help, disguised as clip art. Dark gubbins.
10 Commandments of Loneliness written in wingdings. I gotta give the point to Dark Gubbins on that one. Fucking savagery. Alright, let's keep it rolling, boys. This next title caught my attention. The most epic randomness. Yeah, he's gonna be just like the fucking wingdings guy. He's 48 years old, 45-year-old human man from birth. Yes, his name is Hugh Man.
Hugh Man. Now that's a name I can trust.
Single father of 3. I like vanilla-based ice cream with yummy stuff in it. I guess that's good, not just any stuff. I only want the yummy stuff. The vanilla brings out the flavor of the yummy added treats, more so than chocolate. Okay. We're getting a little hung up on the vanilla thing, buddy. We only have a few sentences. Might want to push the ball forward a little more. Don't get me wrong. Chocolate's also a divine meal. Also, I like caramel more than chocolate, but again, I do like chocolate. It's just that in an ice cream form, I prefer vanilla-based as the vehicle for whatever dreamy treats one can imagine. Ice cream. Also, I'm short, 5'6", 170 pounds. Okay. Well, he's a boss of self itself, so that's hopeful at least. But I think we could have done better. You know, there was a lot of time wasted on the ice cream thing, and I don't know if that's enough to really forge a human connection, you know? Some chicks could be swiping and be like, oh my god, I like vanilla ice cream too. And you're missing out on all the chocolate lovers too, which, if I'm honest, is probably a larger percentage than the vanilla lovers. But I don't know, I can't live your life for you. Part of me feels like the whole thing is like sort of race-coded, but that might not be true. Usually on dating apps, people just come out and say the thing, right? So, yeah, I'm digging too deep into it. I've overthought this already. He doesn't give a shit. He's just thinking about his next chocolate ice cream with yummy treats in it. Probably don't call it that. You're a 45-year-old man. We don't get to have yummy treats anymore. We have delectable morsels. I would like... That's what I enjoy now. Only delectable morsels and nothing less. Alright, I think we're done here. I'm gonna move on. This OP says, just trying to get to know you. Yeah, maybe you don't want to, though. She says, everything is temporary. Which is, yeah, true, I think. I'm looking for someone who wants to get to know me, grow, learn, and explore together the complexity of this world. I mean, if it's all temporary, like you said, why does the complexity of this world matter? Maybe we should look towards, like, cosmic truths and things like that. But I don't know. I just know that she's not as deep as she believes that she is. I picked that up already. OP says, what's the most recent hobby you've picked up? And she says, thinking about new hobbies, I haven't picked up any new one. OP says, well, what old ones fill your time then? And she says, no, I'm usually a boring person who don't like doing much. You wanted to come across as not a boring person, so you said things that you thought an interesting person would say. Isn't that the case? It's pathetic. Please do better in your life. Like, you could pick up a hobby right now, you know? I picked up the guitar again recently. I'm like, oh god, I'm rusty as shit, but we'll get it figured out, you know? just something to occupy your days, you know? I can't believe that you just sit there and fucking doom scroll, or Instagram, Facebook, Netflix, whatever the hell it is you do. Choose something better for yourself, your future self. The people around you. Really, yeah, it's the worst choice that you can make, to fucking sit there and do nothing. But okay, cool. That's a great personality. OP says, well, that can't be true. There's gotta be something uniquely interesting. Like, what's a fun fact that hardly anybody knows about you? And she says, no, I'm just a typical normal person. That's what an alien would say. Nothing unique. I work a lot. I like to watch dramas in my downtime, but that's not new or unique, lol. So, what exactly is your fucking brain filled with? Like, what do you think about? Like, even when I had a desk job, I was still plotting and planning, like, I'm gonna make this YouTube video when I get home. Oh, I got a good idea for some content. Oh, we could try this thing out. But I don't know, just somebody without any hobbies or passions or dreams. Just I guess, think about the next thing that's going to happen in the drama series. But yeah, to me, that sounds like a big distraction. I don't. You're not out here seeking cosmic truths. You're fucking constantly distracted. That's not how any of this works. I guess OP matched because he wanted to find somebody who could explore with him. But yeah, she was just a couch potato in disguise. I think if you're a couch potato, just fucking say that. Say that part. Most people are these days, okay? If you're one of the people who actually likes to do things, let me know. And it really shouldn't be this hard. Gubbin says, how do you feel about this contradiction?
This is spiritual taxidermy. She's got the soul of a damp paper towel, but wrote a manifesto about exploring the complexity of this world. She's not deep. She's an inspirational fridge magnet in human form. Dark Gubbins.
I love that. The very strong performance. How about you, son?
She say I'm boring, then say I want cosmic growth. Lady pick one, monk or mushroom trip. Your soul is barren, and the saddest part is that you don't want for more. I'm not sure you even realize there is a problem. That's some scary shit. Gubbins.
That is some scary shit. A point for Gubbins there. We see it every day, you know, just people walking around with like not an ounce of self-realization or self-reflection. I seriously don't know what goes on in your brain, and I'm scared to find out. It's probably just a giant black hole. You're gonna get sucked into the vacuousness forever. Anyway, let's enjoy that some more as we get into another post. Our next OP says it keeps getting weirder out here, and yeah, it's probably gonna be a great exchange, isn't it? You and dating user matched. Hooray. OP says, so there was a time when you weren't celibate, or you mean you've always been celibate? And he says, no, once upon a time I wasn't, but now that I am, I want to keep it that way until I'm pushing up daisies. Is this like some kind of, he could be committed to that thing, but like then why are you on a dating app at all? You know, doesn't it make a lot more sense to just live your life in peace and solitude? So yeah, I think his game here is like he's trying to play hard to get and be like, oh no, I don't want to break the vow I took to myself. And she's like, do it right now. He's like, all right, cool. OP says, as in never again, or until you find someone special? Because I am so fascinated. And he says, why is that? See, that's all part of his game. He wants to have her be fascinated. This is an interesting thing about me. Yeah, I guess it's sort of a personality trait. OP says, I'm just curious if you meant forever or just until you find a partner. He says, forever. I know too much about what men's DNA does to the brain. I don't want that in me. I'm very sorry for whatever you experienced that made you decide that just that's it for you, for good. I'm not gonna try to talk you around. I don't think OP is either. I think he's just out here asking some questions. OP says, wait, what do you mean? What does men's DNA do to the brain? She says it's basically like a sedative, so it relieves pain. That's why so many delusional people that stay no matter what. It also stays in the brain forever. Dude, that is like the best sedative. I'm gonna come in my own brain. Don't do this. Is not scientific advice, okay? So now you literally carry the person's DNA within you, and traits of them pass on to you as well, good or bad. I don't think any of that is true. Where is it stored? Women don't have balls. You can't store it in the balls. She says there's so much more, but since I know to just stay away from it, I'm not constantly thinking about it. You're not constantly thinking about much. You saw a thing on Facebook and you're like, oh my god, is that true? I'll believe it forever. OP says, fascinating. How did you come to find this information? And she said, I heard this from Dr. Amen. Read some... Who's Dr. Amen? Jesus told me, hallelujah. I read some peer-reviewed research on the National Institute of Health website, and last but not least, I came about this information by a YouTuber named Princella. The only one of those I'm interested in is the peer-reviewed research. Could you please link me to that? I'd be glad to read that, but the fucking... Yeah, the social media people are just trying to sell you something, alright? Don't buy in. Speaking of, check out Fourth Wall for the merch. Thanks so much. Opie has the same question I do. He says, who is Dr. Amen? What is his area of expertise? Also, I'd love a link to this article if you've got it. Yeah, fucking up top. OP knows what he's doing. He's really like trying to dig for actual information. The problem is she ain't got no actual information. She says he does a lot of brain scans. I think it's called brain mapping, what he does. I'll try and find it and send it. And then, yeah, she never sent it, obviously. Yeah, the brain scan guy. You never heard of him? Dr. Amen? What the hell? You heard it on YouTube. And you were like, well, that person shows their face. Surely there's some credibility behind what they're saying. You think so, do you? I mean, if your life is happier, celibate, like I said, solitude, peacefulness, I understand the appeal, but also don't do it because some YouTuber told you that that there's a permanent sedative in your brain now. That comes from the tap water. That's the fluoride in the tap water. So make sure you drink a lot, okay? Anyway, let's get into another post, I guess. Oh, next up, he says, make sure to take care of your feet. Okay. Make sure you don't make it weird. About me. If you have pictures of your cats or dogs that sleep in your bed, do not match me like I'd sleep with the dog. Thumbs down emoji. Yeah, bro, that's kind of real, actually. I don't let my animals on the couch, neither. We got an outside couch, but yeah, they don't come inside. They don't go on the furniture. They know their place. I think that's important. There's boundaries between you and the animals, see. No video call, no meat. If you don't like that, don't match me. Also, yeah, sensible, I guess. Non-smoker. Hate weed. You're missing out. It's fine. I have my own place. I'm a very clean and tidy person. Good cook, too. Wrong, too. I know how to treat a woman right. I'd like to meet someone that's kind and honest, that don't smoke. No dry heel woman. My ex never creamed her feet, and it was nasty. She was told. Honestly, yeah. If your heels are all cracking, the skin's peeling off, I can understand why somebody might specify that, although I probably wouldn't presume, don't bring your ex into the thing. Although, I guess, yeah, you have to. Because if you say, I just like nice feet, then girls are like, that's your feet, a feet guy. And, I don't know, some chicks probably do it, but I think a lot of chicks will think it's weird. And, yeah, I do tend to agree with them on that front. But all this other stuff is fine. He's got his own place. He's clean and tidy. He doesn't like dogs on the furniture. Like, yeah. OP thought it was weird enough to screenshot for some reason. But now I think you're weird, OP. Now I want to go look at what you got going on. I'm not going to. Maybe later. Let's check out another post. This OP says he didn't get it, but at least I thought my joke was funny. Yeah. I know that vibe. He says, yup, I like. Anyway, I do cute things when we go out if I care about you, but it will also make your legs shake uncontrollably. Winky face devil emoji. Isn't that type of dude that like talks a big game and then you go to meet him in person and he's like, can I put my hand on your shoulder? Does the yawn and the arm stretch, not upfront about what he wants at all. OP says, oh yeah? Are you gonna tell me to wear 6-inch stilettos and then take me for a walk over a series of grates? He says, I'm gonna tell you to kiss me on the cheek, but also wear whatever you want to wear because I want you to get comfortable. Yeah, see? Exactly what I said. He's scared to ask for the thing that he wants. I want to be this person, but I know I'm not that deep down. Well, maybe just lean into the person that you naturally are then. Sit down with yourself in silence and decide what that means. It's a scary process, I'll admit to you that, but you deserve it. Your future self deserves it. All right. OP was willing to play the game and all this stuff, but she posted on Tinder now. You dropped the fucking ball because you were given small dick energy, essentially. Just like, you can wear what you like. I only want a kiss on the cheek. Like, bro, you gotta talk the game. You gotta fucking play the game all the way through. You know what I'm saying? The Gubbinses will tell you about it. Hold on just a sec.
He starts sentence horny, ended apologizing. Big may I please dominate you respectfully, ma'am, energy. You were not born for the alpha role. I smell the bitch in you, Gubbins.
Jesus, you got potty mouth today, Gubbins. What are you talking about? I don't think may I dominate you respectfully, ma'am, energy is necessarily bad. But like once it's established that you're into it, who knows what comes next. How do you feel about it, Dark One?
He talk like a malfunctioning romance bot. Thinks legs shaking is seduction, but folds like wet paper the moment she jokes back. Man tried to be Christian Grey and ended up Christian Beige. Dark Gubbins.
Damn, I gotta give Gubbins the point on that one. Christian Grey and Christian Beige, like I see what you're trying to do there. It's almost a good analogy, but just wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. It's really hard to compete with telling somebody that they have bitch energy or whatever Gubbins said. Let's keep it rolling. We'll get into a few more posts here. This OP says, I'm new to Tinder game and want input on my bio. Dude, this is the worst fucking game in the world. You don't want to play this, okay? It's pay to win. There's really like no actual fun gameplay loop here. It's a bunch of bullshit forever and you pay for it. you don't want to do it. Trust me, quit while you're ahead. But let's see his profile, I guess. Things about me is I love weird and fun sense of humor, including memes and puns. I'm also into jazz and blues/rock music, mostly 60s era and 70s music. Yeah, dad rock. I like dad rock. I didn't have much of a personality, so I just adopted my father's. Explore some current music, damn you. There's good stuff out there. Like the ReddX Halloween album dropping tomorrow, Meet the Halloweenies. Ooh, you're gonna love it. There's at least one blues song in it. After that, I'm basically everywhere with music. I love to write poetry. To me, poetry is an extension of yourself, and what you feel and see becomes art. If you love jazz and blues, feel free to share them and see what we can bring together. I mean, it does seem kind of the hopeless romantic sort, but I guess it's easy to talk a big game. I'll say that for and about me, it's not bad. You actually talked about yourself and things that you like and can connect on with other people. So, that's the best that we can do. The game's rigged against you, no matter how fucking good your about me is, unless you do like a PowerPoint thing. But even then, like, so many people have done the PowerPoint thing. It's hard to make a splash on Tinder these days. Prompts, the key to my heart is being yourself and let's have fun. Message me if you also love Avatar. Not the blue peeps, but the avatar who mastered all 4 elements. Yeah, it seems like surface level, but I guess it's supposed to be, you know what I mean? You don't want to let your freak flag fly this early. But to me, it also feels a bit like just oatmeal. Bland and boring, and there's not a whole lot that I'd be like, hell yeah, I can't wait to meet this person. Maybe the first sentence. You love weird memes and puns, do you? Welcome to the ReddX YouTube channel, Bean Boy. What does Bean Boy mean? You'll figure it out. Delve deep enough in the archives, you'll figure it out. Anyway, yeah, a rather mid profile, if I'm honest. But it does fulfill all of the requirements for, like, you know, an average profile. So good. Best of luck out there on Tinder. You poor soul. I'm sorry. I'm sorry this happened to you. I can't watch this. We need to move into the next post. Here's another guy who wants a profile review, and I'm happy to oblige. I also do it for $20 through PayPal. That link's in the description. Just let me know. Link me the profile or screenshots, I guess. I'm not going to download Tinder. Never in life. But here's fella. You know, your beard looks like shit, first thing I'll say. But at least you got a clean white shirt on. And that's important. I like your watch. I like a man who wears a watch, you know? He says, my bio. Hello, beautiful people. I'm new to Berkeley, but born and raised in NorCal. Just started my career in construction management. Outside of work, I like to shoot film. I have a ton of pictures from a solo trip to China I'd love to share. I'm a huge buff of anything motorcycle related. 6 foot, drinking yes, sometimes smoke, man, don't have kids. Yeah, okay. It's about as basic as it gets so far, isn't it? Oh, there he is with a little graduation thing. I'm hoping you're bad with direction because I actually have a great sense of navigation. Oh yeah, that's your superpower, is it? I know where north is all the time. Wow. Good for you, Boy Scout. My dream is to be financially stable so I can do what I really like and not worry about money. What is it you really like? Shooting film? Traveling to China? We've not been specific about that quite yet. Here he is on a motorbike. Low-key, I think I'd rather shit in my hands and clap than learn to play another card game at a party or hostel. Oh, come on. Fucking too good for Cards Against Humanity. Oh, look at you. Look at you. He spent less time playing cards so he could shave his face, except he never shaved his fucking face. And there he is again. Beardy boy. Beardy boy. Yeah, what do you want me to say about your profile? It exists, okay? It lets you know that people are out there. Like, he looks cut up in one of these. Your beard looks okay in the one where you got, like, the aviators on and shit. That's about it. At every other point, he's got ugly hair on his face. And I think that's the entire problem. You're welcome. PayPal me the $20 when you can. I really appreciate it. I'm not doing any more profile. I hate this fucking shit. It's the worst part of r/Tinder. But we'll keep it pushing just a little bit more. I don't want to end on this one. Ew. Gross. Let's see what else we got. God, it's just the worst things ever. What emoji would be best to make sure this is interpreted as a joke? Therapy recently taught me I need a girl who bites. How about like the tongue sticking out with the winky big eye, you know what I'm talking about? That's the joking emoji, okay? Why do you need to come to Reddit for this shit? Can't you fucking be clever on your own? What's gonna happen on the first date? You're gonna fall on your face. You're gonna point the finger at her and all the things that she did wrong and take no responsibility for yourself or your actions. You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace to Tinder, which is already a double disgrace. I don't care that much about this. Good luck out there. I hope at some point you'll develop a fucking frontal cortex. Okay. Next post. This one's a woman, at least, I think. OP says, stuff like this makes me wonder if some people use dating apps so they can stay single. She's got a pearl necklace there, a couple snake tattoos, like the worst fucking janky looking Avenged Sevenfold logo I've ever seen. It's a skull with wings. And above it, it says, all you are is me. That's fucking egocentrism, like, written right on your chest? Yeah. I'm out. Already I'm out. My bio, men disgust me. I read books. Miss Piggy is my inspo. Probably not your type. Definitely not my type. Men disgust me? What the hell are you doing here? Read books like it's something special. Miss Piggy? I think she means the one dating Kermit, but I think she means the leg-beard Miss Piggy, who actually has like a minimal amount of self-respect and just tries to puff herself up to make herself feel better. Check out that episode if you haven't. Girls 5'6", active, in college, rarely drink, no smoking, woman, open to kids, have kids. Oh, well that's good, I guess. You got some run around already. I thought you were disgusted by men. Just that was a different case. Those kids came from the toilet seat is what happened. I sat down on a truck stop toilet seat and, 10 months down the road, out walks this little person. She's liberal and spiritual and also a Libra. Oh, Libra. Oh, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Sagittarius and Libra just don't get along. I'll let the Gubbinses explain why, I guess.
Libra say, let's talk this out. Sag say, I already did inside my head 5 seconds ago. Libra love balance, Sag love chaos. Together they make soup with gasoline. Gubbins.
Libra wants peace. Sagittarius wants combustion. One lights candles, the other lights the curtains. Libra craves elegant control. Sag just kicks the scales over and calls it freedom. They start with flirty debates, end with emotional arson. Dark Gubbins.
Yeah, one of my roommates was a Libra. He's probably the one I got along with the least, and I ended up just moving out of the apartment with no notice. I disappeared one day. I guess maybe that's good insight as to why. I am rather a fan of emotional arson, sort of what the channel was founded on, and the tenets of science, of course. Let's also talk about her red flags. What do you think about her tattoos and the things that she say?
Men disgust me, but she still wrote a whole dating resume in Wingdings. That's not a red flag. That's a red parade. Every tattoo looks like it was chosen by a Ouija board after 6 shots of absinthe. She says Miss Piggy is her inspo, and I believe it. Equal parts diva and unhinged chaos muppet. Dark Gubbins.
Every tattoo was chosen by a Ouija board after 6 shots of absinthe? Savage. That's pretty good. Alright, let's see. Gubbins. Well, let's get in here. This is the last chance, I think it's all tied up right now. We'll see who wins.
She got skull with wings say, approach me and perish. She say, men disgust me, but still fishing in the same pond. Piggy queen of bacon, not logic. Gubbins.
I gotta give it to Dark Gubbins today. Just too brief, Gubbins. And also the potty mouth. I really should deduct points for that, but I'm not going to because I think it's awesome. I appreciate you guys watching today. Check out the Patreon and YouTube memberships. I think I plugged the 4th wall for the merch, but we also got iTunes and Spotify. We're out there on all sorts of podcast services. Check us out. I'd appreciate it. I'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, friends, remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
何バカ何バカ